I'm gonna get right into this video. The reason why women like a bad boy to begin with is because they make the woman feel wanted in a way where she has to earn the affection and the desire of the man, so to speak. And what I would recommend everybody to do is, if you haven't listened to the song Ladies Love Outlaws by Waylon Jennings, go listen to that song, because that is a perfect song to describe how women feel about bad boys and outlaws. And godly men are kind of outlaws in their own way. And when I say be a good bad boy that lives on your own terms, I mean that. I mean, you've got to be able to live on your own terms, as long as you're following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Of course, living on your own terms and using any form of income or time or resources that you have to expand your sovereignty, that's going to be the way to go. And ultimately, women are attracted to the unpredictability of the bad boy. And so if you can be, in a healthy way, unpredictable, that's going to be really attractive to a lot of women. And I see a lot of men that are wondering, like, well, what does it mean to be a bad boy? Like, do I have to sleep around with all these women to be the bad boy? No. I am over 2.5 years into my semen retention journey. And it's crazy because I haven't even really gone on a legitimate date during that whole time either. I've talked to a lot of different women, but I haven't gone on a date with anyone, like an official date. We've hung out, maybe talked, but that's pretty much it. And it's crazy how your value is continuing to go up even though you're not a player, right? You still have the ability to make a woman feel wanted. You can be indirect at certain points. Like, you're direct, but whenever you're seducing the woman, you're indirect. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should aim to seduce a woman, but you should make her feel like she's seducing you. That's the bad boy's way of seduction in a lot of different ways. And so if you can make the woman feel like she's seducing you, then she feels like she's winning you over. And as long as you remain healthily detached from the outcome, not necessarily from the relationship, because obviously you want to make sure that if you're actually in the long-term relationship, you want to care, just don't care as much as her. And I know that sounds kind of like why wouldn't I want to care as much as the woman? Because name me a relationship where the woman has been less attracted to the man and it's panned out for the better. I'll wait. That's the point. There's never been a relationship that I have seen or heard about where the woman was less in love than the man. And I don't even think men should be in love. I think they should have love for women, but I don't think they should ever be in love with women. I think we should rise in love together, if anything else. Like, falling in love, women and children can do that, but men don't have the luxury to do that. And this is part of developing that good bad boy, not necessarily persona, because it's not necessarily a persona, but I had women in the past where they at the gym, they'll say, because I'm focused, I'm not really looking around or anything, I'll notice, and I'm still aware of everything around me, I'm still aware of everything that's happening, but I'm not necessarily like full-fledged into the environment. Like, I'm full-fledged into myself, and I'm focused on myself, but I'm aware and in tune with everything else, right? And I literally have heard women at the gym mutter under their breath as I can feel them, next to me, staring at me with their friends, like, does he know he's sexy? Like, does he not think he's sexy? Is he gay? Literally, I've heard this. They're like, is he in a relationship? Is he married? And this is like this persona of mystery, right? And I don't really mean to do this. Godly men that are just stoic and focused on themselves naturally have this ability. And part of being a spiritual outlaw in some sense is being able to live on your own terms and living in accordance to how you want to live your life. And not everybody has the luxury to do that, of course, but you do it as much as you can. And the time that you do have, when you're not at work or anything like that, you are like, this is my life and I'm going to live it the way that I want. And I'm going to talk to you when I talk to you, woman. And if you talk to a woman like that in a way where you're not like demanding things, you're not you are commanding, not demanding. And you don't need to say like, I command you. That's not like what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that being able to have a cool, calm, collected demeanor that's laid back. Because what's very interesting is women have often been intimidated by me since I started semen retention. And then after I talk to them for a couple minutes, it's like their whole aura just shifts and calms down, because my aura is calm. I'm cool. I'm collected. And that kind of energy is branched out onto them. You know, it's kind of like given to the woman in some sense, and the woman starts to feel way more relaxed. And I've had women say, you're actually kind of kind, or you're actually kind of nice. Just recently, actually, that happened too. And it's like they're surprised that, you know, I have this stoic outlook and this seriousness about life. But when the time comes down to it, it's like I can be a kind person. And women want you to be kind, but only to them usually. Especially if there's a woman that, I'm not saying you should go to the kinds of women that love the bad boys, but because some of those women are kind of promiscuous and they're not really good themselves. And again, I'm not saying you should sleep around at all, because that's not how I live my life. I don't think anybody should be sleeping around, but that doesn't mean that living in your own frame, because that's what everybody that talks about game really is. What game is just the ability to stay in your own world. Because if the woman is coming into your world, then she's going to be more excited to be around you. You know, when you are the rock, that's what's going to happen. And I was raised around simps and cucks for most of my life. And so I had to learn this, because I was naturally, when I was younger, I was much more assertive. I would be very much more, not necessarily confrontational, but I'd be able to stand up for myself and call things out a little bit more. And I was like really shamed for it. And I didn't understand why, because I really was just trying to make the world a better place. And I wasn't trying to force my will onto anybody. I was just saying, hey, look, like, I don't think that's right. And this is why I don't think this. I'm not saying you should think the way that I do. I'm just saying that I don't think that's right. And this is why. And people would get upset about that. People wouldn't like it. Why? Because I was my own person. And even to this day, I'm like a spiritual outlaw trying to just make it in the world as best as I can and live in accordance to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. And these women are going to be attracted to that, oddly enough, because they're not attracted to your values or your principles. Let's get that straight. Because these women are, they're abominable, man. A lot of these women are crazy out here. They are far from able to be saved, and not even, I mean, I will say that if they won't listen to Jesus, if not even Jesus can get through to them, good luck with these women, man. Because what makes you think you're going to be able to get through to them? And you just got to make sure that you're doing what you need to do and you're living your own life. And so many men will get like caught up on one woman, and they'll have that one-itis. And I understand what that's like, because you want things to work out. But I will tell you this, guys, and I don't like saying this, but I'm pretty sure that 95% of the women out here are not capable emotionally and maturely to be in a relationship long term. I sincerely do not think it's possible for some of these people. They're just too much into the world and the worldliness. There's probably only like 5% of women that are even capable of being mothers at this point, or that even want children. That's another weird topic maybe I'll make a video on sometime, is how people don't even want kids anymore. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. I've never heard of a generation not really wanting kids up until like the last five or so years, really. And it's become really popular to not want kids. I would love to have a family. I still want a family. I still desire this. But of course, you know, sometimes you just got to take what life gives you and deal with the hand that you've been dealt accordingly. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And more women than ever have been attracted to me. And it's weird because when you get to that point and now you have your selection of women, like I could literally pick any woman that I want in my community physically. I'm very confident in that. And it's not because of my status. It's not because of my economic status. It's not because of the way that I look or anything. Even though, yes, being attractive and being fit does play a huge part. And believe me, and I know that because I was almost 200 pounds at one point at 5'6". So I was a hefty boy. And now that I'm like 150, 155, things have changed. Things have really changed in a way I didn't even know it was possible. And now it really feels like I could pick any of these women that I want. It's like you step into the room and literally half of the women in the room, if there's like a room of 100 people, half of those are women. Half of those women, like 20 to 25 of those women, are giving me choosing signals. I could literally pick any of them that I want. But it's like, when you get to that point, you start to see through the BS a lot easier. And you're like, no, that's tempting, but no. Again, that's very tempting, but no. Like, maybe this one, maybe she's got some potential there. But again, don't even fall in love with potential. Don't fall for that kind of stuff. Be careful. You do not want to get involved with that kind of thing at all. You want to make sure that you are not falling in love with potential, but always trying to live to what is true and what is being acted out and what is being acted upon. Because if you can see with proper discernment, if you can see, okay, this is what's being said and this is what's being done, and those things are matching, all right, things are looking good. Things are looking solid. Fantastic. But if she says one thing and she does another, she's cut from the team. That's just the way that I see it. And I don't mess around anymore. No more BS. Like, I will state my boundaries, and if you cross that, it's done. Like, we're done here. I gave you the warning. I said this. You cross that line, done. No more. It's all gone, all over. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be, because it's getting a little chilly. It doesn't look like that cold, but man, it kind of feels that cold. Like, just being out. Beautiful weather right now. You guys can't really see it on the screen, I don't think, but the sunset is beautiful right now. And I hope this video was informative and useful for you, had some utility and insight that you gained from it. And if you do want to join the Regal Change Academy, we have the free Discord available as well as the paid community. If you want to join the paid community, we have links in the description box below, as well as the free Discord. In the paid community, you'll get 2 weekly group calls for Bible studies, as well as a regular group call. We call it the Regal Assembly, where we congregate about a variety of different topics. And I want to appreciate everybody that's been moving from the YouTube platform over to the X and the Rumble platform. I appreciate your guys' extra support. And with all that being said, peace be with you all. Till next time.